Okay. Give me just a sec, and we'll get started. Okay. Hi, and welcome to more Ghost Trick. A lot happened last time. What all happened? We found out that there's a video that looks very much like Lynn shooting us, I think. Hey, Sachi. How are you doing, Sachi? I'm ahead of you. Oh, oops. I hope I haven't spoiled you, Sachi. I just can't get the images I saw at the police headquarters out of my head. The person who shot me tonight is the last person in the world I want to believe did it. Now I'm here at the place she and I agreed to meet, the restaurant the police were staking out as Point X. But when I got here, I found the place in ruins. Oh, wow. Whoa, what in the world happened here? Oh, the heavens, what do I do? If I had known something like this would happen. Just saved Lynn for the second time. I'm a decent... Yeah, I'm a decent ways further than that. Because, I mean, I'm at chapter 7, so... I would have paid the poor child more. I would have cooked more chicken for her. I would have sung to her as much as she liked until she had her fill. Actually, about the singing. She did tell me she had her fill a time or two. Chef seems to be in quite the panic. Anyway, at least it doesn't look like the waitress is dead. Hat. According to that police radio conversation I heard, Lynn should be here. But I don't see her anywhere. Seems like bad luck has it in for that redhead. Love hopping phone lines and watching everyone lose their minds. Yeah. So I was half expecting to see her in trouble again. I spotted the corpse of the van driver. Are you kidding me?
Look at me! I'm dead! What took you so long?
Well, that's one way to greet a guy. What happened here?
Hey, how should I know? I'm the victim.
Is it just my imagination, or is she getting more and more brazen every time she dies?
Oh, that's because I'm a detective. I have to be tough, you know? Well, and how did it go? Did you check out tomorrow's work schedule for prisoner D99?
Yeah, just like I promised. Actually, I have a few things I want to ask you about, too.
Sure, we agreed to use each other after all, right?
Okay, let's swap info then. Just like you said, each prisoner had a little blackboard in his cell. But the thing is, there wasn't anything written on prisoner D99's blackboard. It was blank.
What?
Guess maybe it means his schedule for tomorrow hasn't been decided yet?
Blank. Blank, no!
Huh? I didn't think she'd lose it over a blank blackboard. How come you're so upset about an undecided work schedule? I get the feeling that back when I was alive, I never had much of a schedule to worry about myself.
Do you know what it means when a prisoner doesn't have a schedule for the next day?
Huh? It means something?
It doesn't mean he doesn't have work to do. It's more like he can't work. And that's because he's going to be executed.
Executed?
Do you know what prisoner D99's crime was?
I think so. They said something about him murdering his wife right in front of a family member.
That's what they say, but it's not true. He would never. Detective Joad would never do anything like that. And the death penalty hasn't been enforced in this country for a very long time. Not for decades. Even if the prisoner wants it, like in this case.
Prisoner wants it?
There's definitely something else going on with this case. I just know it. And I have to find out what. And if his work schedule is blank for tomorrow, I have to do it right now.
This prisoner D99, Detective Joad, must be connected to me in some way too. After all, he obviously knows me. On my way here, I stopped by the Chief of Police's office.
Oh, it was just on your way, was it?
While I was there, I saw who did it. I saw my murderer.
You saw him? Where? How?
Not him, her. There's a security camera set up at the junkyard where I got shot. Security tape showed the person who shot me. It was you.
No way. You're kidding, right?
What do you have to say for yourself, detective?
It wasn't me. I didn't shoot you.
If I recall, this is what you said about who shot me. My memory just isn't clear on that part. So how can you say for sure that it wasn't you?
Because I told you before. You were supposed to give me some information.
Information, huh? Maybe that information was the reason you shot me?
What do you mean? You said you had information in the case I'm looking into. So I would hardly shoot you before I even heard that information, right?
I agree. That wouldn't make sense if it was before.
Huh?
But what if it was after? What if it was after you'd already gotten the information from me? I definitely told you something then. And whatever it was, it really shocked you. What did I tell you?
I don't remember. I don't know. You've just gotta believe me. After you saved me, I thought I got all of my memories back. But maybe I really didn't. You told me something. I can't remember that part at all.
Got the information you wanted from me, then you shot me. Isn't that what happened?
No, I didn't shoot you. Please tell me, what did you tell me that time? What did I learn from you?
police were staking this restaurant out tonight. They called it Point X.
Point X, huh? That's a good name for this place.
That white-suited inspector was surprised to find out you just casually waltzed in here.
Inspector Cabanela.
What in the world made you pick this place anyway?
I guess I'd have to say, because of you.
Me, huh?
Do you remember that note I found?
Yeah, I remember. That note I didn't get a chance to read. But you can't read, Cecil.
It had a place and a time written on it. The Chicken Kitchen, 10 o'clock. In other words...
I was supposed to meet somebody here tonight?
Yep, apparently so. I just had to get the information you were going to give me. Or, had to get that information you were going to give me. That's why I came here. It was the only lead I had left.
And this here is Point X. So that must mean... the mark the police were waiting for was... me?
So, what are you going to do now? I mean, you fulfilled your goal, right? You found out who shot you. You going to get revenge? That'd be easy enough to do. All you have to do is not save me.
Is this the ending I was hoping for? Had I unraveled all the mysteries of me? What am I gonna do now? I'm gonna save you, that's what.
You are?
Wanna know everything. Who I was, why I was killed. And I'd like to know who those guys are, too. I want answers, and I'm gonna find them. But to do that, I'm gonna need your help.
Okay. I won't say thank you. Not yet. And I won't say I'm sorry either. But I'll help see to it that you get your answers.
Good. I think it's time to get back to the past. I can't leave you lying flattened under a huge chunk of chicken forever, after all.
The note said, the Chicken Kitchen, 10 o'clock. I wonder who that pointy-haired man was going to meet here. What's this?
Cool, that is a hairdo.
Where's my chicken?
Gosh, I swear. Lynn and Maya are cut from the same cloth. You're just going bigger and better with each new death, aren't you?
Leave me alone. Can I help it if I got tired of dying the usual ways?
But I'll say this, it was a death any detective could be proud of.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Well, you saved somebody else before dying yourself.
Oh, that waitress? The one with the chicken on her head?
Next time you put a chicken on your head, you should try one about the size of the waitress's.
I'll make note of that for next time.
But anyway, if you hadn't tried to save that waitress, you'd still be alive.
I couldn't help it, you know, the detective thing and all. I wasn't able to save that poor van driver, though.
That Speedy must have died instantly. Well, we can't let a heroic detective like you stay dead. The root of this whole disaster is clear. The only question is, how do I stop it?
Okay, let's get started.
Also, I watched a little bit of gameplay of the DS version of this game. The DS version, like, very obviously looks a lot... It looks slightly less polished, but, the 3D models in the DS version are fantastic for a DS game. Like, they look very close to how they look in the, remaster. Okay. It's no use. Can't read what it says.
Let's see. Oh, hey. Now I remember what the sign says. If you would like some water, please ring the bell 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, the waitress doesn't bring any water if you only ring the bell once. She said those are the rules, apparently. I said, apparently? What do you mean, apparently? Don't you work here?
What a stickler for the details, this detective. Oh, I like this. None of the character designs in this game are bad. All of the character designs in this game are fantastic. They never miss. Like, even with the side characters, how do they do this?
You want more water? Huh? Oh, sorry, I didn't ring the bell. And what's with the more water bit? Oh, well, this is your 3rd glass. Okay, I get it. This was a little dig, wasn't it? Kinda like, hey, where's my food, right? Not at all. Besides, I didn't ring it. But I would like to see you bringing me my chicken soon. Duly noted. In the meantime, enjoy a nice glass of water.
Oh, I can possess the, pitcher. Wait. Oh, that's the note. I was like, wait a sec. Why does that have a core? But... Okay. Oh, this can take us up to the, 2nd floor. There's one big trunk. Seems pretty heavy, too.
It's very suspicious, and red. Hey, let's see what's inside it.
Sorry, but that's not possible. It's locked.
Darn, I wanted to see what's inside.
That's a very Maya line, isn't it? I'm gonna stay up here for now. So, what do you think, my dear beauty? Do you really think we can trust this deal?
Who knows? It's not our job to think about that. But those incidents did happen in this country, just as he predicted.
Yes, and they're pretty amusing too, weren't they? That fellow who sang out national secrets during a live TV broadcast. Oh my god, is she dead again? Did you look away, Sachi? Yes, Lynn is dead again.
And the man who laid siege to the Metro Police Department taking the top dog hostage.
What if he double crosses us? It wouldn't be pretty.
No, he needs this deal too.
On your game? Oh, if you're at number 3, that whole situation is really funny.
And we've accepted all his conditions as well.
Yes, and thanks to that, we have to be here on this extra little assignment. But as long as I'm paired up with you, Beauty, I don't mind.
How did I know about the special cases at the special prison?
Special prison? A locked room mystery, let's go, yeah.
The guy who's saying the national secrets, the man who held siege to the Metro Police, those cases are classified information.
I've heard about both of these cases, and recently too.
The perpetrators in those cases are being held at a special facility. That's what the special prison is, but it's not known about by the general public.
Is that why they had a rocket launcher? It's prisoner D99. Detective Jode is one of these special cases too, huh? So we're talking about the very same cases I heard about just tonight. That couldn't be coincidence, could it? What is it, Beauty?
Why don't we move to a different spot? That table in the back looks good.
Now you're talking, Beauty, my dear. Just what I've been waiting for. Quiet, secluded spot, just the two of us. I wouldn't object to that.
All of a sudden, I get this feeling that somebody is eavesdropping. My sixth sense is very strong, you know.
That's all right, my dear. You don't have to make excuses. Off we go across the Bridge of Poultry to the land of love. Also, wow, tall lady.
What just happened? Did she just sense we were there?
What, with her sixth sense?
But, you know, I have some pretty amazing powers myself.
Yeah? Like what?
Like if there's chicken nearby, I can tell right away.
Okay. Can I just say, 200%, I am 90% sure that Maya has said almost this exact line in an Ace Attorney game. Like, it's almost word for word a Maya line. It's called a sense of smell. But anyway, at least the situation has changed a little bit now.
I don't believe in sixth sense. In a sixth sense. It's not scientific.
Is the ghost.
But come to think of it, we've been left behind, haven't we?
Looks that way.
Not having legs is even more inconvenient than I thought it would be. But what are we gonna do now? They're all the way over there. I'm telling you, we'd better shake a leg or we're going to miss what they're saying.
It'd be pretty hard to shake a leg, not having legs and all. This bitch got a Rube Goldberg machine. They're still talking about something.
I want to hear.
Me too. Oh. I think I know how to get over there.
You rang? Oh, I get it. You saw that couple over there and you started to get lonely, right? And so you decided to call me. Aw, that's so sweet.
Forgive me, but I did not ring for anybody.
What?
Could you not stand in my light, please? I can't see my glass properly.
I've been working here for 2 days, and I've been waiting this whole time for you to notice me. Now would you stop trying to shake me up and just stick to shaking cocktails? She has a surprisingly short career with this place. So, I was wondering, we're not stuck over here by any chance, are we?
We just might be.
Okay, well, I have 2 thoughts. Number 1, if we want to get over to where those 2 are, we have to use this red trunk they forgot somehow.
Sounds about right. What's your other thought?
It doesn't look like the blue-haired bartender is going to be much help.
So I guess we have to find somebody who can help then. Oh,
Oh, you just broke that glass. Just like you did my heart.
broken glass can never be put back the way it was. Just leave it there.
You can't just leave it. Someone might get hurt. Doesn't this trunk belong to that couple over there?
The only things we allow customers to lose here are their cares. Miss, please go and let them know about the trunk, if you would be so kind.
How gallant of you. I might just fall for you, you know.
Odd girl. This man has like you know that look that you get when you have like one stretched polygon on a character model? His hair looks like that. Either that or it looks like what would happen if you it looks kind of like what would happen if Guile from Street Fighter like grew his hair out really long and just moosed it all back into the correct like shape. I agree.
Me too.
Can you set down that glass, please? Thank you.
Well, goodbye. I've been working here for 2 days and I've had my eye on you the whole time. I think it might be my last night working here, though. It's been fun. I guess she's leaving this place with her surprisingly short career intact.
All the things to forget. It wouldn't have been pretty if I forgot this. Suitcase is bigger than you are, my dude. Who do you have in that suitcase?
Here we are, finally.
Feel kind of bad about eavesdropping, though.
Not me. I mean, we just delivered their lost trunk to them after all. They owe us at least that much.
And a detective says something like that. Interesting. Can't believe I forgot the trunk of all things. I'm giving him too much of a gremlin voice. He's supposed to have a relatively normal.
Which, with such a small body, you probably only have a small brain to match.
Ouch, that hurts, beauty. That's okay. That's what I love about you.
That's what he loves about her?
I don't get it either.
Now, where were we? Oh, right. Who to invite to the wedding? If we got married, that is, of course. We can talk about that when we're alone.
But aren't we alone now, Beauty?
Huh? Do you think she senses our presence again? I spy a ladybug.
Ladybug?
I just hate little bugs.
Rude. Men and simping for women who can literally just kill them. Women, too.
What, after all that trouble, it happened anyway?
It looks that way, yes. It's not over yet, though.
It's not. What are you talking about?
You're not dead yet.
No, but I'm going to be in just a few seconds.
But before that, maybe there's something we can do from here. It's just different somehow. Every time I think about that, my brain always goes to the, there's a, picture of, Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop that, oh, that's so smart. That just says, yeah, the one that's just like, I like a woman who will literally just kill me. Hello? Looks like he's unconscious.
Excuse me, could you wake up for a second, please?
But she's ever this detective. One thing I've learned is that the newly dead stay unconscious for a little while at first.
Huh?
I was like that, you were like that too.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Anyway, if we restart the flow of time now, he'll die.
Yeah, I know.
Why don't we try going back even further in time?
What? Even further? But how?
Simple. We go back 4 minutes before the death of this poor driver here.
You can do that?
Never tried it before, so I don't know how it'll go. But if we can erase the driver's death, that should erase your death too.
Oh, wow.
Can't think of any other way. Let's try it. Can I just say, I'm very surprised that I figured that out. First, run through. That feels... Oh, wait, is this the detective? The private eye? What the? That's Lynn, our rookie detective. What's she doing to Point X? Could it be just a coincidence? We just got an APB on her a little while ago. Something about... Actually, I'm gonna change this guy's voice a bit. Extremely important cases, extremely important witness. Currently extremely on the run. Now what? Should I report this to Inspector Cabanela? He told us to stay off the radio unless it was an emergency, but I think I'd better call this in. Oh! Shit, this happened while we got this call back when we were at, the chief of police's office. Poor Lynn. Wonder what she did this time. Inspector Cabanel's pretty protective when it comes to Lynn. You'd want to know. What's the matter? Alright, fine. This is point X. Hit. Oh wait, that's the, Yes, sir. I'll go get her. Static's awful. Can't believe I forgot the trunk of all things. Such a small body, you probably only have a small brain to match. Oh. Hate this, it's a timing puzzle. Yeah, it was a little bit frustrating. Ouch, that hurts, Beauty. But it's okay, that's what I love about you. What the heck is this?
I spy a ladybug.
Ladybug?
I just hate little bugs.
Can't hear very well.
Wow, the van driver was a detective.
Looks like it. Noticed something, though. That conversation he was listening to just before the crash. Remember hearing it before.
You're right, we just heard it a few minutes ago, didn't we?
Just after that conversation, the detective suddenly passed out. What happened, I wonder?
We already know the answer. We saw what happened at the restaurant. She burned up the ladybug. Sometimes when a high-tech bug like that is destroyed, it emits a loud signal. Loud enough to knock a person out if they were listening to it through headphones.
So that's why the detective passed out, huh?
Bingo. Now let's stop it from happening.
Hey, this place. This is the place that white-suited inspector phoned tonight.
This is the parking lot of the park on the east side of town. It's been years.
You know this park?
Yeah, I used to play here a lot when I was little. But then, one day, I swore I'd never set foot in this park again.
Whoa, those are some really deep, dark feelings there. Wonder what happened.
Hold it. Don't give me that a ghost doesn't have a foot to set bit. It's just a figure of speech.
What kind of nitpicker do you think I am?
Anyway, whatever. Let's just get started.
Okay, let's do that. Don't press her about the other thing right now. Okay. Doesn't look like the detective's gonna come.
Might as well turn it off. It's pretty loud.
What the? It's not really a whole lot we can do currently. We'll just stay off the radio. Okay, wonder what she did this time. What does he mean this time?
Mind your own business. I like to do things my way, okay?
Inspector Cabanella's pretty protective when it comes to Lynn. Wanna know. Okay, so we can get to the binoculars now. Wait, what? Man, there really isn't a lot that we can work with here, is there?
Who's this detective talking to?
Don't keep yelling at me about these things.
But they might be talking about something ridiculously important.
That's true, but still.
He might be the person who really shot you.
Now you're just throwing things out there. But in any case, it looks like it's too late to get to the phone now.
Darn, I think we missed our chance.
Missed our... What? Please don't make me have to replay through the whole chicken section. Okay, good. This is its own segment. Oh, maybe we have to activate the siren as he's going past. Oh, what? That was new dialogue. I'll read this out when we, You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna restart just because I want to read that dialogue. Okay. That's Lynn, our rookie detective. What's she doing at Point X? Could it be just a coincidence? We got an APB on her a little while ago. Something about an extremely important case. Yep, this is all the same.
Wow, they really put an ADB on me.
Apparently they're calling you a fugitive. You naughty girl, you. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you upset.
A girl's heart is a very delicate thing, you know.
This is from a girl a giant chicken couldn't even kill.
It did kill me.
What are these doing here? Oh, okay, that's really smart. Take me with you. What's the matter?
Detective Ringe, this is Memory.
What's the matter? It's not time for your regular report.
Listen to this. There's a suspicious couple in the bar upstairs. I'm going to put a ladybug on them.
Ladybug? You need a listening device? Don't do anything to blow our cover. Inspector Cabanello will be furious.
But they're doing all kinds of suspicious whispering. We have to find out what they're saying. You can pick up the signal from your van. Check out their conversation for me, would you?
Alright, fine. Once you get going on something, I know there's no stopping you.
Thanks. Later then.
Hold on. Did you see a customer come in just now? A young woman with red hair and red boots?
Oh yeah, that restless, suspicious chick? Sure.
Suspicious.
I mean, come on. As soon as she sat down, she ordered 3 glasses of water in a row. And she spilled the second glass on the table.
Okay, fine. Keep your eye on her too, if you would.
You got it. Oh wow, that waitress is an undercover agent.
She apparently thought you were pretty suspicious too.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was really thirsty, so, you know.
No, I don't know.
Anyway, did you hear what I heard about the listening device? We have to do something about that bug.
So should we stay here or follow up on the waitress? Looks like it's time to make a decision. I think we're gonna go there, because then we have a chance of being able to not have the bug placed. He's got a bottle of wine under his hat.
Hey, look where we are.
Part of the chicken kitchen, eh?
Yep, or as most people say, the kitchen.
Hope the key to preventing that accident is here somewhere.
Oh, I bet it will be. You know what they say. Where there's smoke and chicken, there's fire.
Now that you mention it, it is pretty smoky in here.
What's wrong?
Can't seem to raise the switch. It won't budge.
Yeah, well, not surprising considering this whole place is sticky with grease.
Ugh, those types of kitchens are the worst.
Bet it must be stuck.
Yeah, it does feel pretty sticky. But if the switch were already raised, I bet I could manage to lower it.
Hey, look what she's doing. Do you think that could be...
Yeah, she's probably planning the ladybug. Now that I think about it, it's the waitress's meddling that starts the whole chain of events.
The detective wouldn't have gotten his ears blown out and wouldn't have crashed.
In other words, we're witnessing it with our own eyes. Cause of a huge disaster slowly being planted in a chicken.
Hey, I just had a good idea.
About what to do with the ladybug?
No, I was thinking we could let her get crushed under the chicken instead of me.
I can't tell if you're kidding. Or I can't tell if you're kidding. At any rate, now we've seen the root cause of the accident.
And all we have to do now is think of a way to take care of it.
Can't do anything with that. Oh. Turn the fans on.
Hey, what's up with this lazy Susan? It's acting up,
That's not high-pitched enough.
Hey, what's up with this lazy Susan? It's acting up today. Maybe it's out of sorts because I was spinning around on it yesterday.
Interesting thing for a lady, or interesting thing to do for a lady at her age.
Maybe it's out of sorts? I think how about maybe it might be broken.
It really isn't broken, it's just us ghosts.
What are you doing?
Can't you tell? Thought I'd give it a little spin.
Oh, I get it. You're trying to get in the way of her planning that ladybug. But it just seems to be making her all the more determined.
Guess this isn't gonna work. Interesting. Okay. Oh, I see it. Oh, shit. That's really smart. So we flip the switch like that. Come down to here, and we wait. She'll notice that it's smoky. Turn around, and we can switch the chickens.
There, all set.
There, how about that?
The ladybug is still sitting on the table. We did it.
That's not your voice, that's too high-pitched. La la, chicken, thou art so beautiful, chicken. Took a bite, my heart swelled with pride. I got goosebumps. It doesn't have any flow to it. What the heck is this? I'm consumed with love of consuming you. Well, looks like you've escaped your fate by being hammered by your horrible hen. Of being hammered by your horrible hen.
Yes, but I still haven't escaped the worst darkness of this terrible night. I shot you, didn't I?
There must have been some sort of complicated set of circumstances that made you do it.
It's never okay to shoot a person, no matter the circumstances.
Hey, shouldn't that be my line? But anyway, you were investigating a case, and I was supposed to give you information on that case. Maybe it's time you told me about it. Tell me about the case you're looking into.
Yes, I guess I should. But let's go back to the new present first.
Okay, sure. Again? Very surprised that I got that first try. That was a lot of steps. Back in the new present, the delicious aroma of chicken fills the air, but I'm still thinking about Lynn. I wonder if she's still waiting for her chicken to be served. I decided to go see her and ask her the questions that were still consuming me. Also, who pan fries an entire chicken? Oh, that's cool. We go through here to here. I assume, anyway. The disastrous accident has been completely erased. Once again, I've saved the red-headed detective from death. Saved Lynn, the criminal who stole my life. The question in particular hangs heavy on my mind. Why did she shoot me? Until I know the answer, I'll never be satisfied. Meanwhile, Lynn's appetite is apparently foremost in her mind. Golden brown chicken sits on the table in front of her. Until she eats the whole thing, she'll probably never be satisfied. I love, okay, can I just say, I love, Cecil's, like, detective noir, Cecil's, like, detective noir, monologuing. Is Lynn having a serious talk with that detective? Nah, she's just gobbling down chicken. How did the detective know to stake out this restaurant tonight? Better see if I can get some information. More importantly, I have lots of questions for that lady detective. Oh, I missed it.
Oh, didn't know you were here, Detective Ringe. Come to see me, did you? Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, hi, Memory. Don't mind us, just pretend we're not here.
Why don't you try some chicken while you're here?
No thanks, just watching Lynn eat is quite enough for me.
So, how did it turn out with my ladybug?
Oh, that listening device? Well, let's see. The gentleman had a very nice singing voice. Sorry, but we're in the middle of an important talk. Could you leave us to it?
But you guys are the ones who called me over.
Odd girl.
I agree.
Me too. Oh, I needed to ring it 3 times.
Did you decide you want some chicken? Or me, after all?
I didn't call you.
Wait a minute. Is that you, Sissel?
There's a good detective. She figured it out.
If you're coming over here, don't forget, you have to ring the bell 3 times.
I love that the game's calling me out for not ringing the bell 3 times.
What are you talking about? Never mind, it's not important.
Yeah, pay no attention to us. We're not even here.
I'll make you notice me someday, Detective. You'll see.
Odd girl.
I agree.
Me too. There we go.
No, stay right there. Huh? I'm at the crucial moment with this chicken here. I'll need you to pour me some water if it starts going down wrong.
Then you don't have to risk your life over chicken, you know? He's right. Look at her attacking that thing. Anyway, I'd better move now while I have the chance. That's funny. Even though I just saved that detective, he doesn't have a core. Not like the one Lynn has, or that valiant little doggy missile. Valiant. Not Valiant. I thought the ones I save are supposed to develop a core when they're alive again. Guess I still have things to learn about these powers of the dead. It's probably due to the fact that he was unconscious the whole time, because Lynn didn't have a core until after she was conscious in the world of the dead.
Well, I'm heading back. Lots of things to do, you know.
Yeah, like washing dishes and planting pugs.
Someday I'll plan a big one on you, Detective.
Odd girl.
I agree.
Me too. Listen, Lynn. You've explained your side, and I understand, but there's an APB out on you. Can you at least hurry up and get out of here? No, slip away quietly. Lynn is pretty death prone, yeah. Hey, Azathoth, I like that username. How are you doing?
No. No can do. I'm meeting somebody here.
Meeting somebody? Oh yeah, that's right. The little lady, Camilla. But why do you have to meet somebody here? The Special Investigation Unit is watching this restaurant. Now, how can that be a coincidence?
I don't know, but it is a coincidence.
Hey, is it true what they say? That you're still looking into Detective Jode's case on your own? Inspector Cabanela is worried about you, you know? I understand how you feel, but just don't do anything crazy, okay? I swear, Lynn is my spirit animal. So I better not bother the waitress anymore. I'll give Detective Memory a break. Well, she doesn't really seem like she needs a break. What did this sign say again? Oh yeah, something about if you want water, ring the bell 3 times. I don't think I'll need to ring it anymore, though. So, how's that chicken you've been waiting so long for?
It's great. But, you know, with Detective Ringe, that's his name, by the way, sitting right across from me. I mean, he was just dead a few moments ago, right? That's kind of taking the edge off my appetite.
Oh, brother.
But he's a great guy. He understands my situation, he said. He's going to give me a pass, just for tonight.
Speaking of Detective Ringe, I noticed something strange. He doesn't have a core now.
He doesn't?
I thought a core was supposed to show up once I saved somebody.
I wonder if... When you possessed his corpse, he was unconscious, right?
Unconscious, yeah. He was, wasn't he? Just like you were unconscious the first time I saved you, too. After I saved you, you didn't have a core either.
So, for people who are unconscious when you save them, no core shows up? I think that's probably what it is.
You might be right. Okay, I'll leave Ringe to you then. But I've still got lots of questions for you.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Let's get started then. What's your connection to prisoner D99, Detective Jode? He seems more like... He seems like more than just a coworker.
Yes, I suppose you have the right to know. Detective Jode is my hero.
Hero, huh? Don't hear that word much anymore?
Well, it's an old-fashioned heroic kind of story. It happened 10 years ago.
Just calm down and drop that weapon.
Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her. On that day 10 years ago, I was playing in my favorite park. And then suddenly, somebody grabbed my arm from behind. I was so scared, I thought I was going to die. And then... he appeared. Detective Jode. And then that really loud sound. I think it was the shot of a gun. I passed out. When I came to...
You're all right now. Are you hurt?
You saved me, mister?
I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones that saved you.
What's your job, mister?
Me, I'm a police detective. So that's why you became a detective, huh?
That's right. He was my ideal of what a detective was all about.
But an ideal detective doesn't shoot and kill his own wife. I wonder if, because the whole story with it is he shot and killed his own wife while, like, in front of his daughter. I wonder if Camilla is his daughter.
Exactly. And that's why I want to prove that he didn't. Detective Ringe works for the Special Investigation Unit. He said an important deal is set to go down here tonight at this restaurant. A deal that could affect the future of our nation.
Nation isn't something that's easily influenced, though.
But that's what he said. Anyway, it's that couple at the table upstairs. I hear they're foreigners. They're waiting for the other party in this deal to show up.
Those two, huh? They certainly are an odd pair. Is this other party they're waiting for me?
It's kind of hard to imagine, isn't it? Nobody really knows any of the details of the deal except for one person.
Mr. Breezy Dancer in a white suit.
They say he's been watching the movements of those two for a long time. I've never seen him work so frantically on an investigation before.
Inspector Cabanela, eh? Apparently you're a real favorite of his.
A favorite? Yes, well, there's a reason for that.
And what's that?
Inspector Cabanela and Detective Jode were good friends.
Yeah, I think I remember the prison guard saying something about that. Man, with that coat, Detective Jode looks like Gumshoe.
They joined the detective division the very same day. They're two very different types, but they were always in friendly competition to the best. Detective Jode was always very particular about thorough investigation of the crime scene. And Inspector Cabanela, well, I guess he just has a natural genius for investigating. Anyway, those two lead the detective division in those days. But Inspector Cabanela is different now. He changed a little.
Changed?
Ever since the Detective Jode incident, now he distances himself from fieldwork. And he's starting to focus on nothing but moving up the ladder.
So that's how he became head of the Special Investigation Unit, I take it.
Anyway, Inspector Cabanela took me under his wing.
Because you were the little girl his good friend had saved, huh?
He really looked out for me, helping me study for my detective's exam. Fudging my exam scores for me.
That goes a little beyond the scope of looking out for you. Inspector Cabanela, eh? Wonder what role he plays in everything that's happening tonight.
I'm sure it's taken Camilla long enough. She should have been here by now. I'm getting really worried.
You two are like sisters, aren't you? That's what Camilla said.
Yep, that just about sums it up.
Doesn't look like being worried affected your appetite much, though.
Hey, the bigger the crisis, the more a girl's gotta eat. I have to make sure Camilla stays safe, no matter what. Camilla, and that music box, too.
Music box. Oh yeah, that wooden box.
That box was a present from Detective Jode.
From Detective Jode.
Yes, it was 5 years ago. That box arrived 3 days after that murder incident. He must have sent it just before he was arrested. Someday, when the case is over and everything is settled, I want you to give this to a certain person, he said.
So what's inside?
I don't know. I can't open it.
That's a shame.
Sissel, Did I really shoot you?
Where did that come from out of the blue?
I really don't remember. I've tried and tried, but I just can't. Now I finally understand how you must feel. And how hard it is to have your memory gone, your story erased.
But who knows? Knowing the truth might be even harder.
I'd rather believe there's hope myself. That was great. Do I have chicken on my face? You're staring. I bet you're thinking about how impressed you are with the way I took care of that chicken.
Just tell me one thing. This case you say you're looking into. Is it Detective Jode's?
What if it was?
I can't keep it from you. It's too cruel.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, Lynn. It's tonight. Detective Jode's, is tonight. His execution.
But there's still time. I looked into it and found out all the executions in this country are carried out at dawn.
That may be the norm, but not this time, I'm afraid.
What?
The execution is set for 11 p.m.
What did you say?
It's gonna happen pretty soon.
Isn't there anything we can do to stop it?
Of course not. It's too late now. Now, without a stay of execution from the Justice Minister.
I'm going to see him then.
What? See who?
Who else? The Justice Minister.
Don't be ridiculous. There's not enough time.
I'm going. Sissel,
Me?
get to the prison. Stop that execution.
Easy enough for you to say.
Detective Ringe, I'll be going now.
Okay, I'll let you go this time. I'll tell him I was distracted because I was eating chicken. Is there anything else I can do?
Could you find Camilla? She's supposed to be on her way here.
Oh, your little Camilla? Okay, you got it. I'll look for her.
Okay, you know what to do, Sissel. You have to save Detective Jode.
The life of yet another person I'm connected to somehow is about to end tonight. Could it be a coincidence, or is there something more behind it all? Detective Jode is destined to be executed tonight. I don't know if that fate is the wrong one for him or the right one. But I've decided to go to the prison anyway. Lynn, the pursued redhead. Oh, wow. I went to try to rescue prisoner D99. Even under ordinary circumstances, that prison has a strange atmosphere. But this time, there's something even stranger about it. An execution. With my memory gone, I don't have a clear image of what that is in my head. But even I can sense the strong feeling of foreboding that hangs in the air. Maybe I'm too late? Gosh, what voice did I give this guy? So, how's it going with the generator in the basement? Trying to fix it now. It's gonna take a while, they said. They haven't even gotten the internal phone there back up yet. I just hope the rowdies don't rush the guard room. We don't have any rowdies here. And what's more, one who committed the most atrocious crime isn't even here anymore at all. Promise not to talk about that. Look, would you knock it off with that weird flipping and flopping all around? Can't stand looking at it if you don't stop. I just might have to pound you. This is a glorious dance that's been passed down in my family for generations. And you don't know? What else do you do, or what else to do? Dance, dance, dance. We call it the panic dance. This is special detention, calling from the death chamber. The internal phone is finally back up. It's pitch black down here, though, until they get the generator going again. How's it going up there? Phone's been ringing off the hook from headquarters. Oh boy, we can't let the existence of this prison become known to the outside world. We'll have to round up the prisoners somehow. Bailey dancing? Yep, you should see him. Take a video of it. We can all watch it together when we're done. Once the generator's back up, I'll record it with a security camera. Can I not go down to the, So this is the death chamber, eh? What's going on? Why can't I see anything? Is this what they call darkness? Better do something about the situation. Guess darkness doesn't really exist in the ghost world. Even without light, I can still see what's going on. I can use the ghost world to help me find that generator. It's not good at all. Yeah, I feel like a ghost is gonna show up any minute now. Hey, come on now, show some respect. There's a dead man here. That's right, me. You! Never saw that one coming, did you? Who could have? Anyway, the generator's gonna be fixed soon, so I guess we hang tight. I think I just operated some kind of lever. But nothing happened. It's too dark to really tell, though. Oh, hello. We're not dealing with a time limit currently, so, this appears to be some kind of control panel. I might be able to operate it. But it doesn't seem to be responding. It's too dark to really tell, though. Guess the first thing I need to do is restore that generator. Oh, geez, where did that wrench go? Without it, I can't tighten the last bolt on the generator. I sure wish I could see in the dark like a cat. Or like a ghost. I've seen these things before. Some kind of tool for turning things. It's leaning up against the wall. If I knock it over, I wonder if he'll notice. Darn, it's too heavy. It won't budge. Can't make it over there. Big guy seems to be taking a nap here. Doubt my paltry powers are enough to wake him. Rest in peace, curry lover. It's kind of spooky when a ghost says it. Maybe flip the lever and then go to the other side? Can't really do much here. Is this the same dialogue? Maybe I need to go... Oh, wait, maybe I need to go investigate the, cell block. I have an idea as well, but don't put it in chat, Sachi, because I don't want, I don't want that, idea in chat. I want to let it sit. Wow, wonder what in the world happened here. I have to look for Detective Jode. But should I try to do something about this situation first? This pad of notepapers hanging on the wall. There's a red O drawn on each one. I think it's some kind of letter or symbol, but I don't recall what it means. Better not set off the emergency alarm right now. The inside of my head is already in a state of emergency as is. Crack open the picture frame. Anything we can do here? Guess not. I'm probably being dumb. Wait, that didn't lower the lever. What is that even doing? Is it doing anything? Okay, my only other thought is that we could go back up to the guard room. Doesn't anybody understand how this feels? To dance in the dark with nobody watching. Well, there's one thing you don't have to worry about. Going around and watching the flavor dialogue between chapters. What do you mean, like, for going to places that you're not supposed to be going? Because, no, I don't think I have. Well, there's one thing you don't have to worry about. What's that? Even if the lights come back on, the nobody watching part ain't gonna change. What did you say? Say to me? That does it. Now you've made me all the more determined to dance. I didn't realize that there was high-speed dancing. I didn't even realize that that was a option. I wonder if Missile has gotten out. Fine, doesn't seem to be working. Oh wait, no, that we would need to go to this place. Doesn't look like the novelist intends to sleep tonight. She'll complete her tale of love, even as she has to type her fingers to the bone. Something seems to be missing from this bed. Don't see the bag of ice the little girl had on her feverish forehead. She's not here. Did she go to the powder room? Is she out having a good time on the town? Better be going myself. You can't quite reach the clock. Emma, is that you? This feeling of waiting for a phone call that might never come. I wonder what sort of feeling he's waiting with.
Your Excellency, are you sure you're all right, sir?
Please stay back. How many times do I have to say it?
I'm very sorry, Your Excellency. We're all just very worried about you, sir.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have yelled like that. Don't worry about me. Please, just leave me alone.
Yes, sir.
Tension in the room is palpable. It's as if something's about to happen. Nothing I can do here. It's that old pigeon guy again. He's looking at the stuff he has on the wall. All this equipment I've never seen before. Who's this guy anyway, and what's he up to? Doesn't look like he's gonna budge from that spot. Guess I'll go somewhere else. We're just exploring currently. I don't hear anything. Guess nobody's here. Darkness and quiet are relaxing, but there's no sense in staying here. Mechanical murder machine in this room. Must have been set up by that old pigeon guy. What in the world for? Chief wriggling his itchy toes with a troubled look on his face. Chief here? Of course I'm working. I'm right here at headquarters. You've got it all wrong. You're just being silly now. Yeah, I love you too, honey. Huh. Guess he was radioing his wife. Sounds like a complicated relationship. Okay, I can't get up to the monitors. Okay, what am I missing here? I have to be missing something. Can't trick anything up here. Okay. Trying to see if I can prompt another hint bubble like that. Excuse me, what? Oh, hey, here it is. There, done. Now the lights are back on. What happened here? The answer's still shrouded in darkness. Better see if I can pick up some more information. Can't seem to shake this bad feeling I've got. Hey, do you think this execution was really the right thing to do? What the heck are you saying? I mean, I know this country has the death penalty, but how many years has it been since we used this chair? Yeah, I don't know. It had quite a bit of dust and dirt on it. But that's what happened. All the debris damaged the wiring. Well, I think it was divine retribution. Don't be stupid. Prisoner wanted to be executed, you know? Inspector Jode. Guess I was too late. So when are they gonna pick up his body? I'm sending over a car from the public cemetery pretty soon. After we hand over the body and clean up the mortuary, we're done. Yeah, okay. So Detective Jode has already been executed. Looks like there was a reason for that bad feeling I was getting. But that's okay. It isn't a big problem for me. If the body's taken from the mortuary, that'll be bad. I have to use my ghost tricks to save him before that happens. This chair scares me. I don't want to repair it or get anywhere near it. Who knows when it's gonna blow up again? Or let loose with the juice. Yikes, shut up, man. Accidents can happen with anything after all. Let's just get this thing fixed, come on. If I'm executed by accident, I'm gonna come back and haunt you. Haunt me? Why? Sounds like a pretty dangerous chair. Chair that gives shocks. Can I use that somehow? Sure, I had misgivings when I tried this lever, but nothing happened. Kinda disappointing, really. Maybe something else has to be done first? This appears to be some kind of control panel. I might be able to operate it. I'll give it a try. Some lamps came on. Not sure what that means. Maybe that changed the situation, though. Ah! We just got a shock. Can you fix the thing directly above that? And what is the point of opening that toolbox? I get the feeling that that toolbox is going to be needed when we get to the actual trick segment of this. You don't think that I can, like... I can, okay. Screw the delay on being able to go into trick. Son of a... Same thing here. This is just an internal phone, too. It doesn't call outside. The only places I can go with this telephone are the other phones within the building that I've already possessed. I somehow get the feeling that he's not gonna be too happy about us helping us, or us helping him. Hey, can you hear me? Where am I? This is the ghost world, the land of the dead, Detective Jode. Detective Jode. Who is that? Is that me? Oh boy, not you too. This is getting old. Guess I'll just give the usual explanation. The dead lose their memories. Oh, so I'm dead, am I? I didn't realize that. So I can't remember anything right now. That's fine with me. Huh? I don't like a messy room, but I hate cleaning it up even more. Not having my memories is a welcome thing. Now I don't have as much trash to take out. Memories are like trash? Now that I'm dead, what do I need with memories? Things I don't need are just trash. Not to me. I need your memories. Besides, I promised Lynn I'd try to stop your execution. Lynn? Looks like I still have a few bits and pieces of garbage left lying around. I remember now. About Lynn, Jode, and the execution. And what about you? Who are you? I'm Sissel. I'm looking for my memory, or trash as you call it. Sissel? Does my name ring a bell? I think you know me. Sorry, it must not have been a very big piece of trash to me. That's alright, I guess. You'll find out when you get your memory back. But for now, I'd like you to come back with me. Back to 4 minutes before your execution. This is the past, 4 minutes before my death. That's right, you'll get to see your own execution. And then we're gonna change your fate. First, can I ask you a question? Lynn told you, didn't she, about what I did? Yeah, she did. And is it really the right thing to do to save a guy like me? I don't know. But Lynn believes it is. Okay, let's get started. Clogged. I'm in position. Time's finally here, huh? Yeah, I wonder how many years it's been. Last time you weren't even here yet. Never thought I'd have to attend an execution. But you know, I wonder why the Justice Minster suddenly signed the order. There's definitely something up with that. Hey, come on, let's just focus on our work. Yeah, alright. Prisoner D99, it's time. Let's go. Alright, men, I'm ready. Sorry you have to go through this unpleasant experience. What? No, Oh well, I guess it's all about collecting experiences, for you and for me. Prepare to test. Throw the switch. This is an execution, huh? Seems to me there's gotta be a safer way to do it. Haha. Must be nice to have no memory like that. Makes things even more interesting. I envy you, I really do. It's no laughing matter to me. That was an example of a failed execution, although the outcome was the same. Failed? They haven't carried out an execution in a long time. They dragged that old chair out from under some mothballs, and I guess it had a short. I guess that means if I can stop the explosion. I don't know about that. And I'd just be executed as planned, and I'd still wind up just as dead. So what should I do? Beats me. You're the one who came to save me. You figure it out. He's not making this easy. Alright then, 4 minutes from now. This chair will short out and explode and you'll die. Very sad. If I stop the explosion, you'll be executed and you still die. Sorry I was ever born. I have to protect you from the explosion and stop the execution. Key to this whole thing must be this chair. Apologize for all your trouble. Could you stop with the insincere comments? How's it going down there? Just finished setting up the chair. We're all prepped. I see. It's time. Please bring in the prisoner. But the chair hasn't been used in a long time. What if... Bailey? There's nothing we can do now. It's time. Alright, I'll send the guards to his cell. I'll have them call when they get into position. So I think we stay here and we wait for them to call again. I'm in position. The other two are coming to bring the prisoner to you now. Got it. Whoops, I should have read that dialogue. Alright, my jam grooved out the clog. Now to get down there to Sausage Head. Go, go, go! Present world 4 minutes into the future. Sausage Head was lying passed out in the tunnel. Not knowing about the execution, he must have kept digging and digging. Guards didn't notice he was gone? I guess Curryman's future has now changed a bit. Sizzle. I'm sure you know this, but time is ticking. Almost time for the execution. If you don't execute a plan pretty soon, it's going to get tough. I think I do have a plan. Do you? I'm looking forward to seeing it. Only problem is, I don't see a path to get there yet. Really sorry about all this trouble you're going to for me. Funny, you don't look the least bit sorry. Okay, so that gets us over here. It's not working right now. Maybe they set things, or maybe they like things quiet during an execution. This guy's a bit too detached. While I was alive, people thought I was a bit too passionate about things. Ew, you sure can pack it away. Detective should eat until he reaches that critical moment, is what I always say. You have a young pupil that follows that advice to the letter. What are you going to do now, Sissel? As long as these iron bars are here, escape is impossible. Is it possible to stop the execution from here? Probably not. Looking for a path now. Maybe something here will give me an idea. Did you see that? The huge can went flying up into the air. Yes, that's my ketchup can. Ketchup? I just love ketchup. Can't get enough of the stuff. I probably have ketchup running through my veins. Just can't seem to muster a laugh over that one. But it did make a kind of red O mark. Wait. Oh my god. Jesus. Okay. I see. Okay. So I come over here, ring the bell. Comes over here, we possess the spoon. Throws the spoon over to here. Come over to here. Whomst are they staking it out for, then? It's a good question. This thing's full as I am. Grab the spoon. They'll pull the cord back out. Sausage Head sure looks happy. So now he's seen the O paper, he'll go down to the tunnel to dig. Maybe this is the chance I've been waiting for. Here come my escorts. Uh-oh, I haven't found my path yet. I see mine quite clearly. The path to the chair, that is. How long do you think until fan art of the blue lady on Twitter? I mean, I'm sure that here's the thing. I'm sure that it exists already. Oh, I do. You follow the spoon. I think I may have just found the path I've been looking for. The one path that'll let me stop the execution and save your life. Well, I'm very impressed. Because all I can see is a pitch-black, dead-end tunnel. Okay, time's running out. Now for the finishing touches. Appears to be some kind of control panel. I might be able to operate it. Nope, it's already on and the buttons are locked. Guess I can't operate it right now. Are they already over here? What if I just blew up the chair beforehand? What just happened? Power's down throughout the whole facility. No way, if the power's down, that means... well, the cell bars will open automatically. Damn it, the internal phones aren't working either. State of emergency. Now the execution can't be carried out, and your life is saved. You're a pretty daring guy. I really enjoyed myself, and I think I learned a thing or two as well. But what? By the way, is it true what the guard said? Cell bars open automatically? Yup, it's true. It's a little drawback to the system. If the entire facility blacks out, the locks are released for the prisoner's safety. Nobody thought it would actually ever happen. So in other words, now's the time to escape if you're gonna. Anyway, we managed to stop the execution. Let's get back to the present. We're still not out of the woods yet. Oh, let me give you one piece of advice. What's that? When we get back to the present, head for the spoon. Spoon, huh? You'll see when we get back, Sissel. Now the execution can't be carried out, and Detective Jode is safe for the moment. A new present has been born, however. Jode still isn't safe from execution, of course. I guess I still have a job to do. Help a death row inmate escape from prison. Now I'm back in the present, and it's completely shrouded in darkness. Can't see it, but I can feel the tension in the air. It's a state of emergency. That's only natural. With a power failure and all of the cell bars open automatically. Plus, now a death row inmate is loose in the darkness. I did what I promised Lynn. I stopped the execution. The condemned criminal is now just as much of a danger as before. To the spoon. The detective told me to head for the spoon when we got back to the present. So here I am. Hell, better go back. Ew, I'm back. Thank goodness someone flushed his toilet. That was good timing. Now to use the cover of darkness to help the detective escape. But first I have to find him. Prisoner C-74. Secure the prisoner. Looks like there are hunters in this darkness. Hope they haven't found Detective Jode. This is some true darkness. This isn't any normal darkness. This is advanced darkness. But luckily, darkness doesn't exist in the ghost world. Where there's smoke and chicken, there's a fire. Yeah. I can make use of that fact to help me find the detective. Huh? What's that red light? Oh, it's the night vision goggles. Looks like the hunter's eyes glow red. Spherical. Doesn't look like escape is gonna be easy. Ah, there you are. I was wondering what I was going to do. You the one who made that toilet bell ring? That's right, I still had another napkin lying around. Thanks to that, I managed to make it here. But how do you know to do that? I learned a few things about your ghost tricks during our time together. They certainly can be very useful powers, but at times not so much. I knew that if the internal phones weren't working, you'd be trapped in the death chamber area. So I quickly came up with an alternative route. A route that made use of Sausage Head's spoon and my napkin. Wow, this detective's good. Next time you praise me, go ahead and say it out loud. Anyway, looks like it's time for a strategy meeting. Escape strategy, huh? This could be interesting. Let's do it. So, let's make sure we're both clear. The key to my escape is this darkness. Once the basement power supply is restored, escape will be impossible. So we move on to the cover of darkness, huh? I know I won't have much trouble with that. But I'm afraid I won't be able to see, so you'll have to lead the way. Lead the way? Once you find a safe spot for me to move, I want you to give me a signal. Okay, fine, but how? The dead don't have voices. Even if they did, we'd have to be quiet. Don't worry about that. I have an idea. Let's just try it, and you'll see how it works. This detective likes to just dive into things, even more than Lynn does. If they find me, I imagine they'll shoot first, ask questions later. If I die again, we can just start over, right? He says cheerfully. I don't know if you know it or not, but this is a special prison. There aren't any dangerous criminals here, except for me, that is. Yeah, I did hear something about this being a special place. Yes, and because of the special status, they're not prepared at all for emergencies. You have 4 timid security guards at most. I think I saw some hunters lurking in the darkness, though. Those are the guards. They're wearing night vision goggles. Night vision goggles. They're special glasses that let you see in the dark. Very handy things. If I enter their field of vision, it's all over. It's all about staying outside of the guard's line of sight, eh? Make sure you guide me to the safe spots. Now, about that signal I want you to give me. Oh yeah, how am I supposed to give it? Or do it? I've already been dead once. I don't know if it's because of that or what, but I can sense your powers now. You what? For example, you're in the bunk right now, aren't you? Wow, I'm impressed. Guess you have a sixth sense. I think it's more like a detective sense. That doesn't sound right somehow. Anyway, the details don't matter. Do you see this R here? Yeah, where'd that come from? Let's use it as our signal. How'll that work? Press R, I'll sense it. And I'll move where you are. For example... if you move to that spoon and press R, I'll run to the spoon. Simple, right? Alright, fine. Let's start our escape plan. Just make sure you guide me to safe spots, Sissel. So that red light. It's the light of the night vision goggles on one of the guards. I can use that light to let me know where the guard is. If you watch the light closely, you can tell how the guard is moving, too. Very informative. In this darkness, keep a sharp eye out for it. Oh. You didn't go very far, did you, buddy? You're gonna die. Yeah. Crying at the ladybug solution. If he enters a guard field of vision, it's over. I have to watch the movements of the red lights. First thing to do is to take a good look around and check what the enemy is doing. For now, how about just aiming for the neighboring cell? We can't hurry too much in this darkness. Let's take it slow. I thought he would hide under the table. Good, this is a safe spot. You did well, Sissel. Unfortunately, there aren't any more bunks. Guess you'll have to find another safe spot then. And could you do it as quickly as possible? This position is killing my back. This could be difficult. Can't use the phone. Oh, that's smart. Guards are on the move. Now what? Get a sense of how the guards are moving by watching the red lights. And I think you already know this, but just in case. If you want to take a look around, you can move the screen. Yep, cool. Where are you going, buddy? Oh, that man is playing sniper. Okay. Where are we going, though? Where are you going? exploding knee syndrome. Surprised they don't give a shit about that. Huh. Oh, are you kidding me? If you go around the place before you trigger the sequence, the curry lover digging with the spoon gets stuck in the wall. Really, he fell like instantly. I couldn't even react to that. Can't close this right now. Somebody's fallen through it. Going anywhere, buddy? Huh. I think I'm doing stuff out of order. I think I'm just making my own job harder. Hey buddy, come up here, the coast is clear. It's a little far, I can't really tell who you are. How about somewhere a little closer? Really? There's no restart button either. Come on, game. I need something to be able to bridge this gap. I'm a dipshit. Case in point, this game needs a fast forward button. It's like one of my very few complaints with this game. Okay. The area under the stairs is a blind spot for the guards. You won't find him here. The spot is safe. Okay, next is the stairs. I'll have to avoid these guards somehow. Where should I lead you to? There isn't a safe spot anywhere. We'll just have to wait till the guards go past somewhere on the stairs. Even the craziest spot will do if it's strength you're worried about. I have plenty of that. Does that strength knock the guards out for me? Well, they do say my punches are faster than a speeding bullet. I have my doubts about that, though. Yeah, I guess a punch is no match for a bullet. Okay. Bitch. You weren't even on screen. I don't know if just dashing up the stairs is gonna work. Yes, the stairs are a pretty crowded place. We need to use the stairs if we want to get any further. Oh, I don't know. You sure that assumption is correct? How far back are you setting me? Okay. Another spot that the game would very much benefit from being in widescreen rather than having the edges cut off. What, you want me to climb up into the ceiling? I think I could manage that. But as things stand, I don't have access right now. Could you open that hatch and create an entry point for me? Okay, that was actually kind of funny, not gonna lie. Just can't seem to find the break I need. You'll just have to make one, find a way. Maybe you can try calling me to all kinds of different places. I'm agreeable, I can go pretty much anywhere. You want roast chicken now? Oh, no, you don't. I bet you didn't think I could get in here, did you? I have to admit, I'm a little surprised. Anyway, this is a safe spot. It's not much further now. Come on now, don't worry, we're almost there. Now we have the choice of either trying to sneak out or make a dash for it. I'll leave the route up to you. God, I love this game's sense of humor, even when it's frustrating me. Okay, Mr. Night Vision Goggles, I need you to take me all the way over to the other side of the room. Roll your way over here, buddy. Do that. Drop him through the hatch. Oh, wow. If I move now, I'm going to fall. Could you close the floor hatch for me? So, what do you think? Do a chode roll? Hey, Chibi Marcus, how are you doing? I'd say if we come this far, we did it. Great job, Sissel. Basement generator's been repaired. Restoring power to all areas. Ooh, we just made it. Question is one now. I don't have anywhere to go, do I? Maybe I'll go back to my cell. You'd better be kidding. I'm still a condemned criminal, you know. I doubt anyone would welcome me with open arms. Why don't you try contacting Lynn? She went to see some justice minister guy. Boy, so an escaped death row convict is supposed to just report in to the justice minister, is that it? I kind of like that. Anyway, after all the trouble you went through, I guess I'd better run. That would be nice, yes. Alright, Sissel, until we meet again. So now I've saved a condemned criminal's life and helped him escape. Is that really the right thing to do? I guess all I can do is believe in Lynn at this point. Detective Jode was painting my picture in his cell. He knows me. I'm sure I'll be talking to him again soon. Need to go... Let's check out the mortuary real quick. I want to see if there's anyone here. Did you hear? He escaped. Yeah, we're supposed to repair this thing by the time they catch him again. I wonder why he escaped. Air Detective Jode wanted the death penalty. been lurking for a while now. Loved seeing the wheels inside you turn with the napkin and the ketchup. Yeah, the napkin and the ketchup, like, it took me a second to realize what I was supposed to do, and I was like, wait, you've got to be kidding me. Maybe on this final night of his, he just got a voice in his head or something. Maybe it told him to run. Talking about me? What kind of voice do you think it was? You know, something evil. Like a devil or a demon or something. Picture someone with a pointy head, wearing sunglasses, something like that. They are talking about me. Can they see me? But Detective Jodes, until we meet again, came around quicker than I expected. When I got back to the guard room, the next fateful call came in. Hello, this is... Sissel, are you there? Hello? Who's this? Oh, I'm not talking to you, officer. Anyway, if you're there, Sissel, come here immediately. I'll be waiting for you, if you make it in time, that is. Hey, wait a minute. Wait, he's got something to say. A call? Who is it from? Dunno, some weird call. Ah, but who? Who will call an end to my dancing? Yeah, well, once you get going like that, I'm not gonna stop you. It's a contest, then. Which will stop first, my dancing or the turning of the planet? Yeah, good luck with that. They're very goofy. I like them a lot. On the other end of that telephone line, the scene that greets me tells me one simple fact. That our great escape plan has ended in failure. Never expected to see you here, Inspector Cabanela. I believe that's my line, old friend. What were you doing here? I believe that's my line too, clearly. I came to attend your execution. They told me what time it was. Couldn't get into the chamber, so I was observing a moment of silence here. When I looked up, my eyes full of tears. There you were, baby. It's just the way things turned out. I took part in what seemed like a fun game, and here I am. Here's what I wish, my old friend. Wish it was anybody but me that found you here. Now that I've found you, man, I have to turn you in. I have to stay spotlessly clean, after all. Thanks for coming. I wanted to say goodbye to you. As you can see, I guess I'm not going to be much help to you. What's gonna happen to you? Being executed tonight is just about the only thing on my schedule, it seems. Executed, huh? Death is pretty much meaningless to me. Anyway, I guess we'll be seeing each other again. By the way, there's something I'm looking for. Oh, that's right, your lost memory. You know things I'd like to know. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions? In return for tonight's fun little game, is that it? I saw it, you know? That picture you were painting in your cell tonight. That was me. Which means you must know me. I'm very sorry, but I can't talk to you about that now. What? Why not? Because I don't know your true face. My true face. I'm a detective. I can only talk of what I'm sure of. However, I can give you one lead at least. A lead? What is it? Long time ago, I gave Lynn something to hold on to for me. It was a music box. If you ever come across it, I advise you to open it. It might jog your memory. The wooden box I found in Lynn's apartment. That's the only help I can give you right now. That man pointing the gun at you right now, they say he's your good friend. We were when we were in the detective division together. That was a long time ago. Now he's the head of the Special Investigation Unit, on the top of the elite. Getting ahead is the only thing he thinks about now. And that white coat of his is the symbol of his determination. His white coat. For somebody looking to get promoted to the top, what's the one thing they're afraid of most? A blot on their record, of course, like a stain on a pure white coat. Who would promote a man with a coat covered in stains? If it was me, I'd go with a black coat that didn't show the stains. The world is full of excellent candidates. Even one mistake could be the end of a career. Everybody makes mistakes, right? Nevertheless, Cabanela has chosen the path of the white coat. And he'd do anything at all to hide his coat's shadows. Like send his good friend to the gallows. Because that's the right thing to do. I'm a condemned criminal, after all. And that's why he has that gun pointed at me right now. Is your execution really the right thing to do? I had a fair trial, and that's what was decided. No problem there. But still, it's the punishment that I should receive, in order to bring a final close to that case and put it to rest forever. Lynn believes you're innocent. She's running around right now trying to prove it. Is that all you have to leave her with? No problem there? I was sentenced to death. I was sentenced to the death penalty for killing my wife, Alma. But to me, the hacker from Valhalla, I just realized. But to me, that's not all it was for. What do you mean that's not all it was for? Talking about something that happened even before this case. I stole somebody else's life. What? It was 10 years ago. I'll never forget it. That day I saved the life of a little girl. And stole away the life of a man. 10 years ago. The life of a little girl. That little girl be... Lynn? She told you about that? Yeah, she said you were her hero. Now just calm down and drop that weapon.
Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her.
Ten years ago in a certain park, a little girl was taken hostage. I was still young then. I didn't have any self-control. I remember asking myself at the time, Jode, are you going to shoot this guy? And this is what I answered. Yeah, I'm going to shoot. My hand was shaking a little. If my hand slipped, the man might die. Even the little hostage girl was in danger. Nevertheless, that was my answer. Yeah, I'm going to shoot. And the man died. I took his life. Lynn was never told the outcome. She was so young at the time. I don't deserve to be called a hero. What I deserve is... execution. Ready to go? My arms are getting tired. You got it, baby. Time for the big show of hauling you in. Oh, that's right. So let me make one last phone call. That's a big favor to ask so casually, my old friend. Tell you what I'll do. I'll pretend I'm not watching. I'll be listening, though. On that you can rely. Sissel, you've got your own path to follow. You'd better hurry. Your own path? Lynn is at the Justice Minister's office right now, right? It might not be a bad idea to say my final farewell to him, too.
Hello? Everything's fine here.
Is this the Chicken Kitchen? I'd like to request a delivery.
Chicken Kitchen is next door. Goodbye.
Sounded like she's in some kind of trouble. Yeah, I noticed it, on his model. Yeah. It does, doesn't it? Go help her out, would you, Sissel? Sorry to keep you waiting, Inspector. Ready to go? Oh, before I forget. I have a little something for you. A present, if you will. There's nothing else like it, baby. If there's nothing else like it, don't throw it. What's this? A pocket watch? Considering my situation, it's the last thing in the world I need right now. Forgive me, man. Let's just say I'm no good at choosing presents. This is it, Sissel. Let me just leave you with one thing. Don't trust other people's memories. Look for what you seek with your own eyes. I'll remember that. You're gone. There's nothing left here. No hope, and no cores either. Without any cores, I can't follow after them. This is the end of my adventure. Feel pretty dejected, but I guess I'd better go find Lynn. I'll follow the path Detective Jode pointed out to me. The path to the Justice Minister's office, where Lynn went to try and stop the execution. Okay. Now that my assignment to stop the execution has ended in such an unsatisfactory way, I decided to go see Lynn at the Justice Minister's office. Detective Jode's story about this other murder weighs on me heavily. Should I tell Lynn about it? I just don't know. This time Lynn isn't dead. The atmosphere makes me think it might be too soon to count my blessings just yet. Ah, great. What kind of greeting is that? I mean, I know I'm a ghost and everything, but...
Well, and how'd it go? Was Detective Jode still alive?
He'd already been executed by the time I got there. I did manage to save him, but...
You did? Oh, I'm so glad. Wait a minute, did you say but?
I told Lynn about my adventure at the prison. About that other murder, though. I couldn't bring myself to tell her.
Inspector Cabanela arrested Detective Jode? I can't believe it!
Yeah, I feel the same way. I can't believe that wherever I go, somebody's always dead. Either you or somewhere else, or someone else.
Sorry about that.
So who's that lying on the floor there?
Oh, you noticed him too. You noticed him, did you? That's the Justice Minister. The man who signed the order to carry out Detective Jode's execution. He was already dead when I got here.
Shouldn't you have called for help in that case?
I guess so. But I'm wanted, remember? For murder? I was hoping we could save him without me getting caught.
We, eh? Oh boy. Hey, can you hear me? He's dead, but he still seems to be unconscious.
Could you rescue him now while he's still unconscious? Instead of talking to him, I bet it'd be faster to just see for yourself what really happened.
Yeah, I bet you're right. Back we go then, to 4 minutes before his death. Emma? Oh, excuse me. What? All right. I'll do as you say. This is terrible. Why doesn't she answer? Medicine. Water. Such a foolish man. Oh, you woke up? He's a contradiction. Contradiction. The more we search for the truth, the further into a dilemma we fall. The world of men is steeped in contradictions. If we choose this, we can't have that. Man tries to have his medicine bottle and water pitcher, he too loses both. Oh, I don't know. To me, it looks like you could have had both those things just now. Didn't know the truth about the world. That is why he died. Such a foolish man. Maybe I should say a pathetic man. That's a more fitting word. I don't think this guy gets it yet. That foolish and pathetic man is him. Is that what they call a contradiction? By the way, what's your name? Just call me a seeker of truth. Sidestepped that one, didn't he? Emma? Did you say contradiction?
Forgive me for calling so late, Mr. Minister.
Who is this? How did you get this number?
We have your daughter.
Who is this? Emily's tutor?
Would a tutor call you at this hour?
So?
I'll say it one more time. We have your daughter.
What? My daughter is she alright? Tell me she's alright.
Hear for yourself. Papa, help! I'm gonna be killed!
What do you want? What are your demands?
I believe we already made our demand known the other day.
Oh, so it was you.
And have you complied? Has the execution been carried out?
I didn't do it because of your demand. I did it because that's my job.
Yes, yes, of course.
They should be contacting me any minute now with the confirmation. There's no need for this kidnapping.
We're very thorough. You'd do well to remember that. And of course, it goes without saying, we're watching you. If this information leaves that room, you'll never see your daughter again. I trust you understand that.
Don't tell the police, is that it?
Exactly. All you have to do is your job.
Alright, I'll do as you say. I'll make sure the execution is carried out tonight. You have my word. Even if this isn't the correct solution, I'm curious as to what's over here. It got us this phone number to visit back to, eventually.
Apparently the police in this country aren't so easily fooled. I had no idea word of tonight's deal had leaked. Papa, help! I'm gonna be killed! I hate you, Mama! Luckily, I managed to arrange it so that the Justice Minister could hear her voice. But what's taking the goods so long to arrive? I'm starting to get concerned.
Can't use the phone right now. I said, all women are like traps. Rude. That and this are hardly related. And in the past, I can only use the line when it's being used to make a call. Uh-oh. This woman doesn't show any signs of moving from that spot. I can't use the telephone line either. Looks like I fell into a trap. All women are like traps. Some are sweet traps, others are bitter. Don't you understand that? Okay, anyway, I'd better rethink things here. So yeah, I assume that I just... It's very smart on her end, because she seems to know about us, at least to some extent. At least I got her number. Yeah, exactly. This is terrible. Kidnapping, eh? Once again, I'm not sure I know what the word means, but it's apparently the cause of the minister's attack. Such a useless man. Huh? Useless man caught up in useless cause, or case. Why doesn't he understand that? Anyway, we only have 4 minutes here. Better do something about that medicine. This medicine stops the minister's attacks, eh? If I could spill them onto his... Or if I could, I'd spill them onto his desk right now. But unfortunately, I can't even open the cap. A shabby excuse for a man. Huh? He wears his important-looking uniform and sits working at his stately desk. But what does he have inside? Nothing. A miserable, shabby excuse for a man. You know, I haven't played it, but this guy reminds me very heavily of Mr. Negative from Mother 3. I think you've already said quite enough. I have to call my wife. I have to see if it's true. Maybe they called the wrong person. This minister doesn't accept the truth easily. He's morally bankrupt. Okay, now you're taking it a little bit too far. His wife won't answer for some reason. A wife who doesn't answer her phone. Think I know who that is. Morally bankrupt man deserves a morally bankrupt wife. Why doesn't that man understand that? I'm sorry I ever brought this guy along. It's no use, the line isn't working. Apparently it only works if the other party answers. There was a second call though, right? Only he could at least drink some of this water. Too bad he knocks the pitcher to the floor at the end of this 4 minutes. Such a stupid man. Huh? Once water is spilled, there's no getting it back. And knowing this full well, why do people still spill water pitchers? I don't know. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Uh-oh, here it comes. His worry and anxiety have reached their peak. Such a disgraceful man. Huh? But if one lives his life in fits, he's bound to be plagued by fits. It's so simple, why doesn't he understand? There wasn't a chance to rescue him before now. It's not over yet, though. Can't give up now. Let's see, we've got a lot of stuff, actually. Really, that missed? Just have to get this medicine to the minister. But, there's only a few seconds left. It isn't enough time. Such a short-sighted man. Huh? Happiness escapes us just as we're about to pull it in. We have to grab it while we can. Not only happiness, but dreams, love, and hope too. Clearly someone here is overly naive. Anyway, there isn't enough time to do anything in this statue. I think I'd better rethink this from the beginning. If he could, just get some of that water, he might feel a little better. Did you just say something constructive? What? Really? That's not enough? What would that have even done? Oh, it would have knocked that over. Okay. Gosh, this one has a really long section of just waiting at the start of it. Oh, wait, okay. We're going from the, I want to continue investigating the other right side of the room. Why can I close? Oh. What does this do? It just drops it. It doesn't actually do anything. Cool. That time skip isn't in the DS or iOS version as far as you can remember. I think I have a vague idea of what to do. But not a very clear, like, I don't have a very clear idea on what I'm supposed to be doing here. Okay, knock the medicine bottle over. There's a chance that I'm doing something completely, like, incorrectly here. But, oh wait, do I not even need to do anything with the sword? Do I just need to release the clip here? Wait, what? See, this over here looks like the whole contraption I'm supposed to be dealing with. 'Cause I don't think I can actually do anything with the water pitcher. Save the minister, I need to get him his medicine. As things are, there just isn't enough time. Unparalleled cowardice this man has. Before I get the medicine to him, I think I have to buy some time first. Guess I'd better rewind the clock again and see if I can pick up any other clues. Nope, that doesn't do anything. How am I supposed to... I need to, like, just stay over here? Or something? can flap the flag. Can't reach the fan. Look at me, I'm waving the flag. Cool. There, that should help. At least now he's had some water. Still breathing, apparently. But he looks far from recovered, unfortunately. So, such a wishy-washy old man. Huh? He can't make up his mind whether to live or die. That's how he lives his life. Okay. At least we bought some time to get his medicine to him. Jesus. Minister's fate has changed. The situation still seems the same. Can't move anywhere now. Did I miss something? I think I saw a path just for a second while the minister was drinking the water. Maybe I should start over from the beginning. Really? Wow. Jeez, that is a small timing window. Wait, you actually meant start from the beginning? Really? Wow. There, that should help. At least now he's had some water. Okay. But where does this get me? Still breathing, apparently. Oh, maybe it'll blow some of the papers across the room. It looks far from recovered, unfortunately. Okay, this is all the same. Okay, time for the next step. About this medicine bottle. If the minister's gonna make a full recovery, I have to deliver this thing to him. How's a ghost with no hands or feet supposed to do that? Guess I'll just have to use my head instead. Okay. So... Wait, what? Man, some of these puzzles get really complicated. So... Hmm. Do I have to do something like flip this around to knock the jar over? That was really loud. That urn is a lot heavier than it looks. Made out of some pretty thick iron. Wouldn't want to drop that on my foot. But I don't have feet, so I guess I don't have to worry. Okay, so... the part that I'm confused about is how am I supposed to, because I think I'm supposed to make a seesaw out of the, case above the, thing and the jar on the right. But if that's the case, how am I supposed to get the medicine over onto it? This urn is pretty light. Once an urn is dropped, there's no getting it back. Guess I'd better think carefully about what I drop and when. Okay. Good. Thank you for actually allowing me to, keep going from the proper spot instead of the dead-end one. Okay. So... wait... no, that doesn't work. What? Overcomplicated the first part of the escape. Okay, so that just gets stuck on the Sora if I do that. That looks really good. If only the medicine bottle was under that swing. Bet it would go flying, but to the wrong side of the room. I think I'm starting to form a plan here. This is too short. So close. The swing just had a little more reach to it. I think I'd better look for something else. Gosh, this is very complicated. Oh, wait, I forgot I'm supposed to actually spin the fan to do that. Yes, Sissel, we don't need to hear this every time. Okay. So I think this one... we just let this fall onto the sword. Pretty light frame for its size. There sure are a lot of things that can fall down in this room. He's a fallen man. Huh? He deserves to have everything come tumbling down on his head. I don't know about fallen man, but you talk about him like he's your fall guy. Guess the key here is what order the objects are dropped in. What? Gosh. I think this is the first time I've been properly stumped by one of these. Okay, so what do we need here? What? I genuinely don't even know what I'm supposed to do here. Like, I feel like I don't have enough pieces. Nope. Just like I thought, that doesn't work. What? There isn't enough shit here that can interact. Like... I don't like this puzzle so far. Like, what? So... what? I get the feeling that this is gonna be some really contrived bullshit answer. It's gonna be some shit like, oh, you have to do the right side of the saber casing instead of the left side first. For a completely arbitrary reason we're not going to explain to you. Doesn't do anything. Ha! I like your good luck emote that's a sprite from Golden Sun. I like that a lot. Like, oh my god, are you kidding me? That's so dumb. Wait. How am I... There. Minister finally took his medicine. I don't like that puzzle. It did not make it clear in the slightest that I could repossess the globe there. I think maybe he even took too much medicine. Such a greedy man. Huh? He's supposed to take 2 capsules with water. Why doesn't he know that? Cut the guy some slack. There, see? Ew. That was a lot of work. Well, hopefully this taught him a lesson. Huh? Greatly underestimated his dependence on his medicine. I hope he learned something from his experience. First, know yourself. That is the key to everything. I think you need to listen to your own advice. Anyway, let's go back to the world of the present. And so, the Justice Minister is now back to life. The furrows on his brow are even deeper now. And apparently our lady detective is in the present because of those furrows. Look, detective. He was sentenced after a fair trial, and the man himself wants to be executed.
But there was no evidence. All of it was his own confession.
was no ordinary confession. It was the confession of an esteemed detective. Stay back! I told you I don't want you coming near me.
Mr. Minister, please listen to me. I might be able to gather new evidence in that case tonight.
What?
So please just give me a little more time.
Just got a call from the prison. The death row convict apparently just escaped. Fortunately, after all this time, it seems he now wants to dodge his punishment.
But...
When he's apprehended, his sentence will be carried out. Tonight.
No. But when the sentence was handed down, you were against enforcing the death penalty. So why did you sign the order all of a sudden?
Well, I was simply performing my duty as the Justice Minister. That's all there is to it. Oh, wait, do I have to, like...
Sissel, there you are.
Sounds like the minister's being very stubborn.
That's right, he is. Maybe we shouldn't have saved him after all.
Minister has to have the execution carried out tonight. He has a very good reason for it.
A good reason?
I told Lynn about what I had learned about the kidnapping, except you seem to be forgetting, you learned that kidnapping was fake, Sissel. You can't just pick and choose what information you get to keep.
Kidnapping? They kidnapped the Justice Minister's daughter?
Apparently.
Oh my goodness. But still... That's still no reason to hurry forward with the execution.
Why don't you go ahead and say that to the Justice Minister, then?
The poor man. I hate to do that to him.
Oh, by the way. Do you think you could carry me?
Oh, right, sure. Not very handy, is it, having no legs?
This looks like a Tears of the Kingdom weapon. What are you going to do with that globe? Crack me on the head with it.
Oh, this? Pay no attention to this.
It's kinda hard not to pay attention to it. I actually made a broadsword, or a longsword, in Tears of the Kingdom that looked almost identical to this by attaching a buoy to the end of a longsword. By the way, and please pardon me if this is a silly question, were you talking to somebody just now? Of course not, right? I mean, there's no such thing as ghosts, right? Talking about me? Ah, no, there's no such thing. This is a dream, nothing but a dream. Don't you remember me? My dream is talking to me. Ah, so now I'm a dream, eh?
Mr. Minister? We know about your daughter. She was kidnapped, wasn't she? And if the execution doesn't take place tonight, you won't see her again.
Yeah.
Your medicine! Medicine!
Oh, what am I going to do? The death row prisoner has escaped. If he isn't executed tonight, my daughter, my Amelie...
But what if the execution isn't the right thing to do?
Yeah. Come on, Lynn, if you keep pressing him like that, he's gonna die again.
What can I do then?
Meet again, Mr. Minister. What? I've never seen you before. In any case, I'm a very busy man. If you're a dream, please don't bother me when I'm awake. I'm not a dream.
Looks like it's just a waste of time trying to talk to this guy.
I think you're right, stubborn Justice Minister. Please, stop speaking ill of me inside my own head. We all have those voices sometimes.
Don't you think there's something fishy about this kidnapping thing?
Fishy?
I mean, the demand is to carry out an execution that was already set to be carried out. It's just like the minister said, there's no need for such a kidnapping.
You might be right. You talking to somebody again? No, there's no such thing, no such thing. I'm a realist, I never believe in them. Not in the existence of ghosts, not in this escape from prison, and not in this kidnapping. This realist is running away from several very real facts.
At high speed, too.
Anyway, let me try and figure out more about this kidnapping. After all, I know where the kidnappers are.
Oh, that's right, you have their telephone number.
I think I'll go see what those kidnappers look like. We have to do something about that kidnapping. Until we do that, it'll be impossible to get the minister on our side. That's the way I see it. I think I'll start by gathering info on the kidnapping. The only way I know how. I really should pay the kidnapper's hideout a visit. After all, if we want the Justice Minister to come around, we'll have to solve this problem first. I feel like I'm slowly moving away from my own mystery, but I'm not the kind of guy who can abandon a little lady in trouble. So I guess I'm in this for a little while longer. Okay, that is a very conveniently placed save point. Because unfortunately, this is going to have to be where I end stream. Give me a sec to adjust my mic, and we will get on with the ending of stream. Exclamation point Discord if you want to join the Discord. Exclamation point socials if you want to check out the VODs channel or check out my Twitter. I post art there. But yeah, give me a sec and we'll find someone to raid. At least this time Lynn isn't dead, yeah. Lynn has died more often than Maya has gone to jail. And that's saying something. Oh, Toki's streaming. Will Twitch let me raid Toki? It will! Hooray! We can actually raid Toki for once! So yeah, I should be back with more of this tomorrow, as long as work doesn't absolutely destroy me. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, I guess, I should hopefully be back with more of this tomorrow. Other than that, I guess, have a good one, and take care.